In Washington Department of Corrections, 350 DOC employees were terminated under the vaccine mandate rules. You know, they exercised their right. They did not want to take the shot, so they terminated them. Well, number one, I'm not going to talk about people's rights. You have to do what you want to do, and I'll honor whatever decision you make. I want to talk about the Secretary of the Washington DOC Corrections, Secretary Cheryl Strange. She said despite 350 state employees for our prison system being out, operations are still running as normal. Secretary Strange, that sounds a bit strange to me, because I sure don't know how you lose 350 employees and then operations are still running as normal. That's a huge hit. Also, it makes me wonder, if you did come from the floor all the way up to secretary, and I don't know if you did, then you've totally forgotten about where you've come from. Or you've never worked the floor a day in your life on the front lines, so you have no clue what normal operations are. It makes me mad that you're sitting in your ivory tower saying everything's wonderful, because in the same article it says that you state that you're relying on overtime personnel, on-call shifts, and moving people around to get the job done. Well, do you realize what that means? You're overworking and exhausting the remaining officers who have been loyal, took the shots so they could stay there and not be terminated, and are hanging around to continue their job because they need their job. And when you say you're moving people, you're probably relocating people within 50 miles to another prison. So now they're driving further to go to work. But everything's normal for you, Secretary Strange. But how is it normal for all these officers that are remaining to have to fill in these 350 vacant positions with extreme overtime, call-outs, mandatory overtime? You know, it's just getting worse, folks. Not only are we losing people who are tired, worn out, stressed, saying I can go work somewhere else. Not only are we losing people, which we need to lose these people to, we have some corruption, some people, some bad apples, so we're losing them. And now we're putting mandates out to make people make a decision on staying or going over a COVID shot. Now, did I get my shots? Yes, I did. But I also believe if you don't want to, you don't have to. That's your choice, not my choice. That's personal choice. But are we destroying ourselves in corrections? It's getting harder. I'm going to have to tell you, I retired in 2018, April, right before this COVID stuff came out. And I'm going to have to say that although I did 28.8 years, I say that the employees now nationwide in the Department of Corrections has it tougher than I've ever seen it before. I want to salute those of you who are hanging in there. And I want to say thank you to those of you who are hanging in there and doing this job. It's tougher now than when I was in, and I just recently retired. You guys have a tough job, you know, facing all the dangers and now all these management decisions. It's like everything's against you, but hang in there, folks, hang in there. Somehow it's got to get better. Thank you for hanging in there. And I just wanted to point out, I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I don't know how Secretary Strange of the Washington Department of Corrections can say, don't worry, everything's normal. Oh, 5 o'clock, I got to go home. Me and my family have dinner every night together at 6 p.m. You know, I'm being facetious, yes. I don't know what time she eats dinner with her family, but, you know, she's not on the front lines and obviously doesn't know what normal is. Thanks for watching. Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please subscribe.